Hi Blue class! Earlier on today, we all took part in a mini science experiment where we used edible materials to represent the layers of the soil that make up the soil. I hope you've been doing your research on it this week, and if you have, this should be really easy for you to remember. So the ingredients that you need are desiccated coconuts, strawberry laces or gummy worms, Oreos, chocolate chips or Cocoa Pops, some green food colouring. You need a clear glass, a little bowl and a spoon to put all the goodness together. Are you ready? Okay, so as you know, there are 5 layers that make up soil. The first layer that we're going to start with is deep underground, and that is the bedrock. And we're going to use a whole Oreo to represent the bedrock. Do not crush it, keep it whole. If you don't have an Oreo, you can use any other biscuit to represent the bedrock. Now, grab your glass, any shaped glass is fine, and pop your Oreo at the bottom so it sits nicely at the bottom. Now, the bedrock is the outermost layer of the Earth's crust, and nothing can grow in the bedrock, but it supplies the soil with different components that it will use in the future. So, layer 1, bedrock, completed. Okay, the next layer after bedrock is parent material. Now you can use chocolate chips or Cocoa Pops or Rice Krispies, anything little and pebbly, because this layer represents the weathered rocks that come off from the bedrock. So I'm going to grab my Cocoa Pops, I'm going to gently put it in. It smells really nice with the Oreo and the Cocoa Pops. Very gently I'm going to put my Cocoa Pops into my layer. I may have put a little bit too much, so I'm going to take some out. There we go, so I've got my bedrock, perfect. So as you can see, the bedrock is hiding underneath, and I've got my parent material on top of the bedrock. Now from this point onwards is when your soil will start, the soil that we know will start to form. So the next layer is the subsoil. This is the layer where it provides lots of nutrients for roots that come from trees and plants. And the roots that come from plants, they have to be really thick and strong because it's quite a deep layer that they have to go through. And if they're there, they're quite strong as well. So for this layer, we're going to use a chocolate pudding of sorts. So if you've got a chocolate pudding or mousse or chocolate spread or melted chocolate, anything that will give you a gooey consistency, that would be great. So grab a spoon and very gently pour your pudding onto your layer. I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm just adding in, as you can see there, I'm just adding in. Oh, it looks so good. There we go. That is my subsoil. Nice. So as you can see, I've got my bedrock right at the bottom. I've got my parent material, and then I've got my subsoil. So let's get ready for the next layer. We are getting closer and closer to the top now. The next layer is our topsoil, and this layer is very rich in nutrients. It's got bacteria, dead insects, dead bugs, fungi. There's lots of life in topsoil, and this is why it's a perfect area, perfect layer for seeds to germinate. So this is where we plant our seeds, and then it starts to shoot and the roots start to go deeper into the layers. Now for this layer, I would like you to grab another Oreo or another chocolate biscuit, and I want you to crush it and sprinkle it on the top of your subsoil. So I'm gonna crush it, and I'm gonna very gently sprinkle. All my fingers are covered in Oreos now, like this. Ooh. So this is what I've just done. I've just crushed it and I've popped it on there. Perfect. Make sure that it's nice, evenly spread. Fantastic. I am trying so hard not to lick my fingers right now. Okay, fantastic. Okay, now on your topsoil, because there's lots of nutrients, there's bacteria, fungi, bugs, insects, all kinds of things in topsoil, what we're going to do is use some gummy worms or Haribos or strawberry laces to represent the organic material that lives on the topsoil. So I've got my cup, I've got my, my strawberry laces, which kind of represents worms. I'm just going to place them nicely so they kind of look like they're sticking out from the top. Let's put one more like that. So you've got your bedrock parent materials, your subsoil, your topsoil, and you've got your little bugs creeping around in your topsoil. Right, now we are moving on to our final layer, the top layer. That is the layer that we stand on, and that is known as organic material. Now, what you need for organic material is desiccated coconut. Now, I must say, I'm not a massive fan of desiccated coconut, or just coconut in general. So if you want to find something that is slightly different that you can use for to represent the organic material that's on top, go ahead. So what you need is only a little bit of coconut in a little bowl. You just pour that, I'll show you how much. So just a little bit, there we go, just a little bit. And what you need to do is, if you've got green food colouring, 2 drops, 1 or 2 drops into the coconut. So I'm just going to, there we go. And once you've done that, give it a good mix. Make sure that the food colouring is covering all of the little bits of coconut. So here we go, look, it's getting greener. So it kind of represents the grass that you stand on when you go outside. Da, 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 da. Here we go. I think that looks about ready. So this is what it looks like, just green. Perfect. So what you're going to do very carefully is grab a spoon, and on top of your topsoil, on top of your gummy worms, on top of that organic material, you're going to add your organic material very gently. There we go. So let's just grab another one and I can show you. So now it's looking like this. Give it a little shake. I'm going to just sprinkle it gently all around and kind of very gently spread it so it covers the top layer. And once you're done, there you go. That's your 5 layers of soil. Have a close look. There we go. Perfect. Now I think this is the best part of the experiment, is when we get to dig in and when we get to enjoy this yummy treat. If you haven't had your dinner yet, make sure you have your dinner, and then this could be something that you can enjoy after. I'm going to go and enjoy this with a cup of tea. I hope you enjoyed it today. I almost forgot, when you finish your layers, you must label them. I've used my little sticky notes to label the different layers: bedrock, parent material, subsoil, topsoil, and organic material. Make sure you label them so that you know exactly which layer is which. Once you've finished all 5 layers of soil, the next thing you need to do in any science experiment is to write it up. Remember, when we do a science write-up, the first thing that we need to write is the ingredients that we use. Remember to include tools or measurements of any ingredients. The next section would be the method. You need to make sure that you write the method clearly so that if somebody else wanted to carry out this experiment, they will be able to do it without getting confused. The final section of your science write-up, you must include the reason why we carried this experiment out. What is it that we were trying to explain? What is it that we were trying to represent in each layer? In this section, I would really like it if you could include all of the keywords and all of the key information that we found out today. I look forward to seeing all of the good work that you produced today. I really want to see lots of pictures of your edible soil layers, and I really want to see a really good science write-up. Enjoy your dessert and get cracking. Bye.